Bottlenose patterns are a unique pattern. Uh, the bottlenose pattern is a reversal pattern, so the bottlenose down reverses up, price up, and the bottlenose up is a reversal pattern, price down. The middle day, it's three days in a row it's up, or 3 days in a row it's down. The middle day is a low angle in a low angle movement, and the low angle the pattern got its name as when I saw the shape and I thought of the where the low angle middle day area is, I thought of the eye section of a bottlenose dolphin, and so we call it the bottlenose. And I am amazed at what you can generate off of bottlenose patterns. And the other thing about it is that sometimes there's only one bottlenose pattern in a particular chart, like the swing chart or the power chart. It will often appear in those two. Those two I place at the bottom of the master platform chart. But the bottlenose pattern is this is the pattern right down here in power red, and there's no other bottlenose pattern on the page, except there's if you glance at the page you see only one, but in reality you have power pink and blue are also bottlenose patterns, and the white is too. I missed that one. So there's actually 4 bottlenose patterns in the power chart, but no other ones that I'm aware of. There are, however, and I'd like to also have you look at the green candle the next day, because this is a huge green candle. Some of the influence of that is the resistance line, since the price has been bouncing on there on the 50 moving average, the red line there, for 3 days. But there are several right leg W pattern higher patterns and a few right leg W lower patterns as well. The zip yellow and blue are right leg lower, and the trend gray is a right leg higher. And then in the zip chart you have the pink and the red and the gray all in right leg W higher patterns. And the right leg W higher pattern is obviously a price up next day pattern. The bottlenose in the power red is obviously a reversal pattern, price up next day as well. And so when you mix, when you see several, when you have pattern confirmation, in other words, you got a bottlenose there and you have several other indicators in different patterns, both pointing the same direction, then you can, use that as verification for what you have identified, and that being, in this case, a simple power red bottlenose. Now, one of the reasons I picked this one, not only because it had a big green candle, but it's up here in the trend chart, and I'm going to expand this a little bit, and you can see that I call it a reversal bottlenose. Now, obviously, on the yellow vertical line day, you cannot call it technically a bottlenose, because it won't be a bottlenose until it goes up, and if it goes up next day. But we do have a low angle up, and this is a unique place for it. Now, it's hard to describe unless you're looking at it, because this low angle up belongs on a peak, because it's got a long post and then a low angle to the right, and that low angle up belongs on a peak, but this is a divergent condition. And the only thing, when you think it through, you know, you're sitting here looking, you got a red bottlenose and you got 3 other bottlenoses, and then you got a handful of right leg W higher and a couple of right leg W lower, and you go, this thing's going to go up tomorrow. And you have a trend red in a low angle up pattern on a peak that's sitting at the bottom of a cycle, which makes it extremely divergent. And so you can say it's the red candle, it's the red 50 moving average line that couldn't move the price, and so that was the reaction. You can say it's the bottlenose, you can say it's the right leg W patterns. There's, you know, for me, it's all the right leg W patterns with the bottlenose. I didn't see the right leg W patterns. I saw the bottlenose initially, and that's sometimes the way you see it. The power red is at 5.81 on the yellow vertical line day, so it's almost at the very, very bottom. But this is a very interesting example of how the indicators can effectively be used in just many amazing ways. Go to the pattern types. There's pattern types up and pattern types down. In the document index, you'll find that they're located there. And it's one document. The pattern up is on top and the pattern down is at the end of the document. Right under the headers for each of that is the index of all the patterns. And there's about 24 patterns total that we use. There's combinations of others that make it a lot more, but I broke it down basically into, I believe, 24 patterns in each one. So, and also look at the rules. It's called rules, indicator rules. That area or that file will give you the basic definitions for the rules of the pattern. Now, some of them are just real basic in that, you know, like a crossover. Well, a crossover just crosses over a line, you know. But some of them are quite detailed, and it's in that file that you'll find the information about the rules that make up a pattern. Like the pink-green bottom, it has to be zip green at 0. It has to be zip pink next to it. When it goes up, zip pink also has to drop every day. If it does an up-down pattern, it's usually got problems to it, and you may not see much in the way of an increase, depending on what's there. I've seen them gap up as well the next day or the following day. So, but again, use the documents file. There's 32 items in the documents file. On the web page, just click on one of those lines, and the file will pop up. There's a lot of information to read, and the videos help in a tremendous way, in my opinion, on how effective the system really is. So whatever you do, have fun trading.